Well, hello everyone. This is Dr. Eileen, and this is a daily dose of medicine walk. And for those of you who are listening in on Blog Talk Radio, this is Healing House Radio. Now, this is the third time that I've tried to videotape this. The first time, suddenly the computer started buzzing, so I stopped and I restarted. The second time, I thought I had turned, because I do a separate audio recording. I thought that I had turned it on, and I went through the whole thing, and it hadn't recorded, so we're doing this again. And Luna was with me through the first two, and after that she said, "That's it, I'm out of here." So it was even she had enough of being on the camera. And probably because I was reaching a level of frustration, and at that point both my animals just go, "You know what? We're going to leave you alone." And animals are amazingly sensitive to empaths in that regard. So if you're an empath who has a pet, know that they realize when you're getting frustrated, and frankly, they are very clear in saying they don't need that. And that actually relates to the question that we're going to be addressing, because it has to do with being in relationship with an empath. So today is directed not so much toward the empaths, but towards those who are in relationships with them, who may not have that same sensitivity. And our question is, how can non-empaths manage balanced friendships with an empath? That is a question that I get from a lot of people. I've done a lot of counseling and helping out people who are in relationships with people who are empathic and find it very frustrating, because it can be very frustrating. You may be dealing with someone who, for apparently no reason, will suddenly, become angry, or they'll get upset, or they'll be sad, when you don't really see any reason for them to be experiencing that. And it can be really, really difficult, because it's depending on what's going on around them. Suddenly, you go from everything's fine to, nope, this is not working. And they may even be directing anger or frustration at you, when you might be saying, "Whoa, whoa, whoa, I didn't do anything. I didn't say anything. Why are you jumping on me about nothing?" Yeah, it's not fair. And it can break up a friendship, or it can make it very difficult. So, here is some suggestions on dealing with your empathic friends. First off, remember that this person is your friend, and that there's a reason that you two are close, that you two, maybe you've known each other forever, maybe you just, have a lot of things in common, and that, this thing that occasionally comes up is not enough reason, because it hasn't been enough reason to end your friendship so far, and it's not going to be. But it's just something that is occasionally frustrating. Next, understand that they really can't control this, not at this point. If you have empathic friends who are not controlling it, please refer them to my videos, tell them to get in touch with me, and I can help them with that. And while they're not managed, they really can't control it. And if you ask them, "Well, why are you feeling this? Why are you reacting? Why are you so upset?" they will quite honestly say, "I don't know." And it is hard, when you really don't understand why you feel what you feel. And you always feel like you're being made wrong because of that you're overly sensitive, or you're too dramatic. So it is a very hard thing. And it's really tough to admit you don't know why you feel bad. And, then you start thinking, well, maybe I'm crazy. So, keep in mind that they won't have a good answer for why they're feeling a particular way. you can't really logic it out while the person's going through it. So if you notice that someone in your life, tends to be very sensitive, especially when they're around people who are angry, that they tend to be angry, or if they're around people who are sad, they tend to be sad, to take it like very personally. Probably one of the best things to do is just kind of give them a minute, catch their breath, move to a different place, change your location. If you notice you came into a particular area and, maybe there's an angry rally going on and suddenly that person is really agitated, get them out of that area. And while you're walking, just kind of encourage them to take a breath and, talk to them about, what they're experiencing. Let them be able to kind of separate it out. If they're saying, they may say, it's like, well, I don't know why I'm angry. It's like, well, talk to me about what that anger feels like. What are you thinking about, when it happens? And just kind of invite them to dialogue it out, because if they can start breaking it down, then it de-escalates what they're experiencing, as well as moving them to another place away from whatever stimulated it. So when you are, close to somebody who can be that sensitive, it's very easy sometimes to just say, well, that's how they are, and that's what they do. With that in mind, it's not okay for them to take their anger out on you. It's not okay for them to kind of experience a transference. If they're, near somebody, a couple that are yelling at each other, and then suddenly that person is yelling at you as if you did what that other person did. And, no, that's not okay. They are responsible for what they say, even as empaths. So it's good to have good solid boundaries. If somebody is acting out, if somebody is just, really, embracing whatever that negative feeling was, let them alone. So, you know what? We'll hang out later. I'll talk to you later, because you do not deserve to be treated badly. And it's okay to form agreement saying, you know what? How about if we agree that if you're not feeling it, if you're, getting agitated and you can't bring yourself down, then we'll just see each other later. You can, there's nothing wrong with being friends with an empath. And in fact, it can be a wonderful thing. Empaths don't just become friends with empaths. Often, people who are not very empathic are the perfect match for people who are empathic, because of the fact that they can each teach each other something. While the empath can teach the non-empath to really kind of connect, maybe with their own inner empathy and maybe with that more sensitive side of themselves. And they can be, a wonderful support for that person, because they will instinctively understand. And the non-empath can teach the empath how to find balance, how to detach, how to be able to recognize when something is not coming from them, but is just sort of in transit through them. And that's what that energy is, those emotions. That is, it's transitory. It's just taking up a temporary space, and then it's going to pass. So the non-empath can help the empath be able to recognize those moments. So it really is it can be a great combination, as long as, you understand each other, as long as you communicate. And, helping an empath be able to communicate and articulate what it is that they're feeling and how it changes depending on who they're near. So that's a wonderful way to help an empath start to become managed, because they recognize, oh, okay, this doesn't belong to me. I'm feeling a feeling that doesn't belong to me. So, let's identify where it might be coming from and get away from it. It is not as hard as you think. And it just takes a little practice. And like I said, remember, you're friends. So, be willing to be a part of a learning curve. And then you might find that you learn something yourself. Maybe you have a little bit more empathy than you think. Maybe you have that ability to resonate. And so you can learn from each other, you can help each other. And if you have a particular situation that seems kind of tricky, please get a hold of me and I will do my best to help you with it. I can be reached through my Twitter page, which the link is in the description. And you can also reach me through my group, Facebook group, Medicine Walk with Dr. Eileen. And as always, you can leave a comment, and I do check the comments and I can respond to it. And if you have any questions, comments, or concerns, please also leave those in the comments. If you like this video, please share it, or you can subscribe. You know, we're still at like 96. We're almost up onto 100 subscribers, which I'm very excited about getting close to. And when we reach that goal, because I do want to build this channel and I do want to, see it grow and improve it and do whatever I can. So if you have any suggestions on improving it, please let me know. And also, if you, I guess basics, if you like the video, please press like. And if you subscribe, make sure that you click on the little bell and you'll receive notifications for whenever I publish videos, which is every day now. So, again, thank you for joining me. And as always, I wish you balance and I wish you blessings from my heart to yours. Love you, and see you tomorrow. Bye.